Hey there, Taurus. This is Chronic Joy Tarot. I hope you're all well. This is going to be your soul guidance reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, or anyone else who happens to just open this channel and step into this reading. This is guidance for you. The way my readings go is less about others and predictions and outcomes and more just about your own spirit and what to focus on for a time, an aspect of yourself to develop and grow and gain from. And this just creates a continued journey of knowing yourself and being more attuned to yourself day in and day out. It's just a real connection to self. That's what this is. Every time I do a reading, I pull one oracle card and then I do a Zen tarot deck spread. And the oracle card that I'm pulling for you guys is coming from the Native Spirit deck by Denise Lynn. And for you, Taurus, at this time, the card I pulled is offerings. It's all about gratitude. So, reading from this little guidebook here, it talks about that in Native culture throughout history, there's been a practice of making offerings to show gratitude for the bounty and the beauty and the everlasting quality of life. There's really growth in your soul when you begin to come from a space of joy and gratitude. You begin to stay open to anything that comes your way, and like they, when you're putting out gratitude, then what you receive back is always called, that's what grace is, right? You're giving out appreciation for others, for your life, for exactly where you're standing in this moment, for nature, for your family, your loved ones. Appreciation for life brings about, more appreciation in return. And it's very fulfilling, and it's actually a very simple way to continue your heart's growth in life. So at this time, it's time to take pause and be in gratitude, be in acknowledgement of the joys around you. Even if you're in a tricky spot and it's not the most pleasing experience, there's always something to be grateful for. There's always, you can shift your focus and turn your gaze toward anything else that, there's billions of things happening at all times on this planet, right? So even if you're in a place of pain, one of my favorite ways to step away from tight situations and that contracted sort of feeling is to just go out and be in nature, or watch nature videos, or something that connects you to the bounty of this earth. And even just looking up at the sky and its expansiveness takes you out of your head and out of your current pain, even if it's temporary. But then if you find that space in there where your gratitude can really be a part of the picture, that snowballs. It becomes more and more, there becomes more and more reason to be grateful. Because as you're recognizing it, it will grow. Okay, we're going to elaborate on this using the tree spread that I made up with the Zen Tarot deck. We have here, this line is, this branch or whatever, is the sort of present place you take up, your starting point, your internal energy, and the external. And then from the trunk of the tree going forward, we have the key to moving forward, and then a new level of experience at the top. Okay? So as it pertains to your capacity to show gratitude for your life, your starting point is patience. Love this. Love it. So in every moment, that's where life is. Like literally every moment can be as full as you want it to be. And most of us as human beings, we have aspirations, we have intentions and goals, That's a part of being human. It's a beautiful part of being human because that's what keeps us growing and moving forward. And yet, like I said, life happens at its own pace. Life is always going on, and we have a lot less control and power than we like to think. So there's a tricky balance between reaching for those goals and then quietly knowing they'll come and waiting. Like, we don't instruct the moon to hurry up and become full. We know it will. There's a 28-day cycle or 29-day cycle that it takes, and we know that eventually it will go from new to full and then wane again back into crescent and start again. We know that will happen. We don't have to have patience for the moon to change its phases because we trust it, right? This is where you are in your life. You're being called to trust, set your intention, and then sit back and trust, right? And in the meantime, offering gratitude and showing your awareness for those positive things that are going on around you will keep you with that ability to have that patience, to keep you in that trust, because there are always beautiful, good things happening, okay? Where you focus, what do they say? What you focus on grows, and focusing on the sources of gratitude will grow the gratitude, right? Internally, you're supported by this card of existence, which I love because this gives me the same sense of trust and knowing as the patience card in a way. You know, wherever you happen to be at any point in your life is your life's perfection, is home. It is home, wherever you are. I feel like I may have pulled this card for you guys before, but maybe it's been a while. I don't know. But this is a reminder internally that as I sit in this moment, awaiting those things I'm trying to manifest and awaiting the situation, that maybe I'm in a tough situation and I want it to change. As I sit in this moment, that is the perfection of the universe. I am gaining from this even if I can't see it. And in order for me to be able to connect more with that knowledge, I'm going to practice gratitude. Okay? These energies combined, this knowing that, life is continuing to unfold and you can trust it and you can apply gratitude for every moment of your life, those energies combined, wow, creates this. You are really getting this. This is a complete connection to Spirit, the Master. This is the apex of the major arcana. This is the full knowing, within, without, below, above, and as far wide as you can reach. This is that full knowing that you're always on the right path. Gratitude will bring you that knowing very easily. This is a beautiful starting point. Sometimes I pull cards that the present moment is a little off from where you want to be, and you need to kind of work to move forward and gain more perspective. But for you, you're Taurus, you're mastering it. You're understanding that when I show gratitude, my life grows, even in the sticky moments. Okay, the key to moving forward is to stay aware of those burdensome thoughts. Stay aware of them. Don't get swept up by them. They're going to come. They're going to come because we're human, right? Our minds serve a purpose. They tell us when we're uncomfortable so that we can make another decision. They tell us when we've had enough of a certain situation and that we can move forward from it. They make us worry sometimes, but if we don't buy too far into the worry or the regret and try to stay present in the moment, as these cards show, then these moments of questioning or uncertainty or worry are fleeting. They go by much faster. But the awareness of it, and not being in a place where you want to avoid it, right, and control it, is your key to moving forward. Allow those thoughts, because they are there to sort of nudge you from one way to another, right? Allow them to come and go, and then rest back into this knowing space and the space of gratitude. Rest back into that, and that will propel you forward. So you might get tripped up a little bit by burdensome thoughts or worries, but that's not where you need to stay, right? You can rest back into this knowledge that you've achieved. You can't undo that knowledge. You can't unknow it. You know now that showing gratitude is just the ultimate way to live. Okay, then moving forward, paired off of this burdensome thoughts card, I pulled exhaustion. So I'm getting that you have the capacity, if you're stuck in a spot right now, and you just focus on this knowledge of well-being and the gratitude, almost like kind of play a trick on yourself. If you're in a tough situation, ignore it. Ignore it for a minute, and go on an imaginary journey and start naming all the things you're grateful for. That diminishes, the pain of the current situation, and it avoids this feeling of exhaustion. It avoids you trying to push against and take action against this situation that's causing you to contract a bit. It's saving you energy by kind of just going on your own little, imaginary trip, and knowing that there's much, much more to life than just this one situation. There's more ahead of me. There's a ton behind me, and I'm still on the journey. And this will pass, right? And if you're not really in a situation that's particularly trying right now, this is just a good template for a time when that comes up, because it will, as we are in our journey, it will always show up. So internally, this knowledge, the illusion card is kind of what I just said. Create a mind story, create a trip in your own mind, a journey that keeps you focused on the good. That has a transformative effect. You see this card really depicts metamorphosis from, the butterfly showing up, and then the intuition highlighted here, the third eye really highlighted in the card. This is your internal awareness that, I may have problems that I come upon from time to time, but that's not all there is. That's not what makes up my entire life, right? There is more to it. And showing gratitude is the key to tapping into that. That's the key. Okay? In your external world, mastering that knowledge, what does it bring you? Huge transformation. You're getting it. Your connections will deepen with others. Your place in life and your acceptance of the full experience of life will be more fulfilling, right? Starting with the gratitude, the awareness, the trust, the patience, knowing that you're always connected to spirit and the universe is always providing for you. Letting the thoughts come and go and be as they are, to avoid burning out too far, and sometimes even ignoring and completely just disengaging from the situation at hand in order to shift your experience of it, right? And then the outcome or the insight to this entire experience, this entire reading, is slowing down. So yeah, Taurus, be in this moment now. That's the patience card. That's the existence card. Slowing down on your path to show gratitude, to find points of gratitude along the way. This little tortoise, he's moving as slowly as he could, but maybe he's going to come upon a nice little sunny spot, or this rainbowish spot up ahead of him that he wants to just sort of bask in for a minute, right? There's a beautiful quality in learning how and when to pace yourself. There's time for action. There's time to sort of, almost be exhausted because you have so much energy to fuel you forward. But then there's time for reflection and knowing and trusting that what's coming is going to be beautiful. And it all starts with the gratitude. You could, if you want, if you wish, go out in nature and find pebbles or sticks or feathers or leaves and reflect on those and imagine yourself offering those to Spirit and offering those back. And I appreciate that the Creator has brought me these beautiful stones or feathers, and I'm offering them back in gratitude. I really do appreciate, and here I am acknowledging that appreciation, right? You could physically have a little ceremony like that to get you more in touch with that state of gratitude. But mostly, this is an internal alignment that you're working to achieve, okay? And life does happen, the thoughts do come and the situations come up that wipe you out a little bit sometimes, but resting back into that grateful space is what will keep you growing and expanding. Okay? All right, dear Taurus, I love you guys so much. That's going to be it for now. Thank you so much for being here with me, and until next time, okay? I love you guys.